Hello. Today I'm going to be reviewing Negaduck number 4, and we'll see if this story arc can end off on a high note. So far, the Negaduck series has been pretty good, and has been a marked improvement over the Darkwing series. It is written by Jeff Parker, with interior art by Ciro Cangelosi, this variant cover being done by Trish Forstner. We pick up right where the last issue left off, with Negaduck, Bushroot, Megavolt, Liquidator, and Crackerjack having just retrieved King Midas's gauntlet, and then being attacked by the gauntlet's stone protector. After a little bit of running around, eventually Negaduck is able to use the gauntlet in order to stop him. As they escape the island, Negaduck starts to really use the power of the glove to turn everything he can into gold. They're eventually able to tourist Bulba's stolen ship, and they make their way off the island and escape. And as they arrive in St. Canard, Negaduck starts to get carried away and accidentally turns the ship into gold, and they crash down to Earth. Then we get a quick cameo of Professor Moriarty enacting one of his plans, which Negaduck inadvertently thwarts. And after we end up back on land, Negaduck he encounters that kid that he had come across in the first issue and turns his lollipop into gold. He ends up in front of the Darkwing statue from a previous issue, and in an act of spite, turns that to gold as well. And everything comes to a head as Negaduck discovers that he had actually been played, and that after we get the big twist villain reveal, it becomes apparent that the gauntlet isn't as powerful as everyone had thought. And it actually hadn't been turning stuff into gold. It actually just been covering things with fool's gold. So even though Negaduck won, he still ended up losing. And that he should have been paying more attention to what Morgana had told him in the earlier issue. But the whole quest wasn't a waste of time, because this whole endeavor has reawakened Negaduck's desire to be a top-tier villain. And now for my thoughts. I'd say that the Gold Feather arc, which I do think it probably could have been a 2-issue arc instead of 4, but it was still the art has been fairly consistent, as well as also very dynamic and nice to look at. It's very clear this artist has their own style which comes through, but it's not so radically different that the characters look unrecognizable. I will say, though, that how the characters are written is something that still stands out as an area to improve. While the plot was fairly easy to follow and made sense, how the characters talked to each other didn't come off as the characters in the show. Some characters sounded better than others. Like Liquidator, Taurus Bulba, his kind of Russian accent was mostly absent. There were a couple times where he would remember to put it. Isn't unique to just the Negaduck series. It also was in the Darkwing series and also the first issue of Justice Ducks. The writers are having trouble capturing each character's very specific way of talking. It sounds more like typical cartoon characters, not specific Darkwing characters. I am enjoying this Negaduck series. It is the best of the Dynamite Darkwing comics. It's much better than Darkwing in both the art and the story and also character writing. And so far, it's also better than the Justice Ducks issue. But that's only one issue, so it's a little early to judge. But so far, the Negaduck is by far the best of these 3 series. The Negaduck trade coming out in a month or two, I would suggest probably waiting for the trade to come out and then just picking up the trade. This will read much better in a trade than it would in individual issues. Ways to improve the Negaduck series going forward is to lean into more of the Darkwing Duck style humor, like slapstick and references, witty back and forth dialogue, as well as also into more absurdist Darkwing Duck style plots, because this Negaduck series follows more in line of DuckTales. It's more of like an adventure, where Darkwing Duck was less of an adventure series and more of a slapstick comedy sitcom. In conclusion, I'd say this is a fairly satisfying conclusion to this 4-issue Gold Feather arc. I'm hoping in the future that we get more of the slapstick, absurdist humor that made the Darkwing Duck show stand out, as well as also that specifically Jeff Parker is able to really focus in and go back and rewatch episodes of the original show to really see how these characters talk, to really capture the voice of the characters. I would recommend it. Either pick up these issue or wait a month and then pick up the Negaduck trade. Till next time, see ya.